Hello, welcome to Bio 110 lecture. I'm going to talk a little bit about lecture materials, expectations, requirements, and what that looks like for you as a student. Hopefully you've all gotten in and looked at the entry verification at this point because that's what's required to get to this video. Once you have, you should have access to information in the lecture materials and laboratory content sections of Blackboard. But let's just talk a little bit about some of the main things you might need in Blackboard. So if you're ever wondering about course information, the grade breakdown, the code of conduct, what I look for, and how we determine something is plagiarism or cheating, that does include chatbot generated things. I'm usually pretty aware of what's going on, so if you do the work in your own words and try your best, you'll be great, okay? Course syllabus and course schedules are posted out in the course syllabus section. I would strongly recommend printing and having your schedule available to you. This is everything for the entire semester. There are some additional assignments that aren't on here, but as far as lecture assignments are concerned, so if you're talking about what is due for lecture on this day, this includes your attendance quizzes, the homework assignments, and the unit exams. So you can plan your schedule out in advance. If anything were to change or be added to this, I would absolutely let you know. But this is going to be what I'm working from as of today. So if you're wondering what that looks like, go out and look at that. And then the syllabus here you'll use to do your biology syllabus quiz. So there's a syllabus quiz I'll ask you guys to do. If you're looking for contact information, this is where you would get a hold of me. Please just send me an email or give me a call. Email is always best because I may or may not be in my office, and I'm very good at responding. And if you send me an email, make sure that you send me your section information, at least at the beginning. And if you have any pictures of what's going on, especially since you're in an online situation, that is a really helpful tool for me. So don't hesitate to attach a picture if you're getting somewhere and getting an error, or you're not seeing something, or you're unsure. Send me a picture, okay? Pictures are worth thousands of words. I think it's more than 1,000 words at this point. Your calendar in Blackboard should be accurately reflecting your information. However, you'll notice mine is pretty full because I have other classes in here as well. I do prefer that you pay attention. I will post out housekeeping, which will send you reminders of due dates, as well as your schedule that I've posted. I try to keep on top of the calendar in Blackboard, but sometimes if you change one spot, it changes it somewhere else. So it's not always 100%. And if I have assignments that are not available yet, so for instance, your unit exams will not show up until they are open, and I don't want you to miss those. So that's why I have them on a Word document for you as well. So that's kind of the general of Blackboard. Please click around and just make yourself familiar with some of those things. But after that, let's talk about lecture materials. So for my class, my biggest goal for you guys is to learn something about the world around you and to have more appreciation for science in general. I think biology is a great way to do that because we get to look at the living things. We get to be excited about what's going on outside, and honestly, spring is one of my favorite times to teach this course because as we move through topics, things are happening outside related to what we're talking about, and so you'll be able to make those real world connections, which is fantastic. However, let's talk about some of the nitty-gritty here. So your lecture assignments are graded. They are graded through McGraw-Hill Connect. You do have 2 attempts for each assignment, and then you'll have exams, okay? That's basically your grade for lecture. So if you're ever wondering what is going on as far as McGraw-Hill is concerned, that is your book, that is your resource, that's what I teach from, and you'll see I have the Essentials of Biology ebook as the first link in lectures because the book is one of your best tools and your best friends in this class. It is a fantastic book. It is fun to read. It's got great pictures, really great examples, and you can do the read aloud, and so it'll read the book to you, which I also think is nice. I'm a big fan of listening to something while I'm doing chores, so you can listen to your textbook if you want to. I do also have in here Respondus information. So I do require the Respondus lockdown browser for your exams. This also requires the webcam option, and this is to make sure that you are the person taking your exams in an online situation. Generally, I'm not overly concerned. You guys are here for a reason, but it is a way to keep everybody honest, myself included, to make sure that we are all on the same page. So I do need you to go in here and make sure you download Respondus and check it. I do have an assessment for you guys to test that, so I will get that up and running. So you will see that in there. This will be part of your housekeeping announcements for this week, so we'll get that up and going. This is also where if you're having any sort of information connection issues with Connect itself, these are going to be those things for you to use. I also have the Connect homepage for us, so if you go and sign in as a student, you'll be able to see your course, and it'll have all of your assignments. Let me go to student view here, that makes more sense. It'll have all of your assignments that are coming up and ready to go. If you want to look at your book options, it's over here. Relevancy modules options, any sort of mobile app that you need is there. And then if you're like, oh, I need help succeeding in my online course, you can go and take that. You can recharge it, and you can go in and look at these different things here. McGraw-Hill does a fantastic job with having integrated assignments that are videos and pictures and other things, and so it's not just a simple like always filling out the same answer sort of thing, and it's a lot more like what my exams are. So I really like that as a homework assignment. So your very first thing I'm going to require you to do is this, besides your entry verification and clicking around and becoming familiar with the course, is I do ask that everyone take my biology syllabus quiz. I do want you to have this completed by next week. The biology syllabus quiz is allowing me to see that you've looked through the material, you've become aware of your expectations for Bio 110, and it asks for some information like a best phone number to reach you at, when's the best time to reach you, and that sort of thing. So I would like if you would go on and take that so I can refer back to that. It's a really great tool for me as well. And then I have this walkthrough video here, and then you will see your unit folder. So unit 1 is where we start with biology and the cell, and I go by units. So you have 6 units this semester. Each unit builds on the previous one, and each chapter builds on previous knowledge. So we are going to start very simply with the science of life, what makes something alive, and we will move through the semester into whole ecosystems in the biosphere and what's happening on the global scale. So it's kind of a full, all-encompassing sort of class. What you should notice is that when you click in your unit, you'll have 4 chapters in this first unit, and in each chapter I do have listed successful completion goals. So these are your course, your chapter learning objectives, and these learning objectives are what I use to write exams, and these are what are used to create the questions on your homework. These are directly from your book. So if you can distinguish between the levels of biological organization, you are good to go on that learning objective. So I don't put out a study guide, but this is your study guide. And what's really nice is if you are like, I need to define the term evolution, and you go back to your wonderful book here and you search. And if you put in define the term evolution. No, it doesn't want to do that one? Okay. If I put in evolution, I can start clicking through and seeing what's here. And so brief contents, I can say, oh, in chapter 1, the characteristics of life, here's evolution. So again, you would click around and learn some things, but if you're looking for something specific, this is a very searchable tool, which is helpful. Once you have understood that, let's talk about what your chapters themselves look like. So each day on Monday and Wednesday, you are required to complete some chapter work. So very first day, chapter 1, we are going to go through the PowerPoint, and I have a PowerPoint video for you to watch that I talk over the PowerPoint just like this, so you get some additional information. It's not just the PowerPoint. Please watch the videos because that is the material you're going to be tested on. You have each week in each chapter an attendance quiz due. This is what I use to count you as present or absent for the day. You are only allowed to miss up to 4 classes in this course. So by doing these attendance quizzes, it shows me that you're in class and completing the work. These are not graded. They are related to the materials from the lecture. So you should watch the lecture video. You can have them open while you're watching the video. Definitely have your PowerPoints open, have your book open. These are open note, open book. They are meant to test that you've learned the material from chapter 1. And then you'll see underneath each attendance quiz your chapter 1 knowledge check and relevancy module. Anything with McGraw-Hill is a graded homework assignment in this first landing page. So your chapter 1 knowledge check and relevancy module, if we go back to our lecture schedule, you'll see for chapter 1, your attendance quiz, chapter 1 knowledge check, and relevancy module are all due on January 8th. So that is what is due for your first day of class, along with the syllabus quiz. I do want you to complete that as well. Study tools in each folder are going to be videos and what were called smart books. Smart books are not graded, but they are study tools. They will ask you concept questions and try to help you learn the material if you're struggling with something in particular. So if you're running into anything like that, by all means start there. Also send me an email. I'm here to teach you. That's my job. Okay. Chapter 2, set up the same way. You may have noticed these pre-lecture works. I have one in chapter 1. Every chapter has a pre-lecture work. The pre-lecture work is a short video that you then answer some questions on, and it introduces you to the material before you listen to my lecture. The chapter work, the pre-lecture work, is extra credit. So if you do the pre-lecture work before the lectures, that is extra credit, and that goes on to exams at the end of the semester. So you will have extra credit that will accrue through the course of the semester, and I will add those onto your lowest exam score at the very end of the semester. I think, for each homework assignment you have 2 attempts, so do make sure you take both attempts on those homework assignments. 2 attempts on each homework means that you can get the highest score possible, so you should be getting a really good score on your homework assignments. That also, homework is a little special. So you might have noticed if you looked at my lecture schedule here that I have a due date and I have the chapter 1 knowledge check and relevancy module, and then I have a note that says last chapter of unit 1, all assignments from unit 1 are due. This is because I have a soft due date and a hard due date for your homework assignments. So your lecture assignments, I have a soft due date where if you do the chapter, you should do the homework day of, because it reinforces that material that you did the lecture on. But if something comes up, like you have to work, or your kid is sick, or you're sick, like I'm all stuffy, so you can't get to the homework that night, that's fine. You have until the last day of the unit, the last chapter of the unit, to complete that homework. At that day, if it's not turned in, it is a 0 in the grade book. So all homework is due for the first unit by the 22nd of January. If it's not turned in on the 22nd, it's a 0 in the grade book. That gives you just a little grace and leeway, and that way, you know, you're online, it's a little bit asynchronous, it's a little bit on your own schedule. This allows for a little forgiveness there as well, but I do need you to get all of the work done before the unit exam, since the homework is built to help you on the exam. Your class is mostly homework and exams, as well as then the lab material is its own thing. So please go watch the lab material video. Please click through everything. Let me know if you have questions. If you have questions, someone else has questions, and I am more than happy to post announcements and talk about that. And I will be posting a housekeeping video every week as well, telling you, hey, this is what's coming up, this is what's due, this is what was past due, so you can keep on track of things. Once we get into a schedule in online classes, it's not too bad. So you will be great. If you have questions, again, please send me an email. The sooner you ask, the better. I can get things fixed and get things working for you. Thank you very much.